Hey, what's up gamers? You have TigerChainsaw here. Now back in 2001, one of my friends brought over the GameCube for the very first time to my house. And the first game that I ever played on it was Pikmin. Now Pikmin is a unique game, and I thought after all these years, it should be reviewed on my channel. And so that's what today's review is going to be. Now if this is your first time on my channel, or if you just haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button, as I have plenty of retro video game reviews already done. Now let's get our hands dirty and in the dirt and start commanding our Pikmin army in this Pikmin review. Shigeru Miyamoto was already well established as a creative genius in the video game industry before he created Pikmin for the Nintendo GameCube in 2001. With Mario and Link already under his belt, Mr. Nintendo produced a game around the idea he conceived while gardening. Pikmin is a real-time strategy game where you take control of a tiny astronaut who has crash-landed on a planet and enlists the help of the tiny Pikmin race to repair his ship. Let's follow the lead of Olimar and dig into this Pikmin review, starting with the plot, but of course, spoilers are ahead. Pikmin doesn't have an in-depth story, but it does have a simple one. The player takes control of Captain Olimar, who has crashed his ship on a strange planet after a comet crashed into him. As the days go by, he reveals more about his family, writing in his journal about his son or daughter and how he hopes to see them again. Olimar is not a human, but some type of humanoid alien that looks like a tiny human. He can't breathe the oxygen as it's poisonous to his body, and determines that his life support will only last 30 days. He discovers small little creatures in the ground known as Pikmin. They grow in the ground and are naturally drawn to Olimar as a leader for their race. Now Pikmin offers 3 different endings depending on how many ship parts you find and collect. If you collect all 30 parts, you'll receive the best ending, which is what I did. But you can also end up with a pretty good ending if you collect 25 parts, which include the critical ones necessary for flight. But there's also a bad ending that will occur if you fail to collect enough parts to relaunch your ship into space. Essentially, both good endings have Olimar heading toward his family and blasting off into space. But the bad ending gets real morbid. It has Olimar failing to launch. After his ship crashes again, the Pikmin take his dead body and suck it up into their home, resulting in Olimar being turned into a seed and planted. Olimar is now turned into a Pikmin who will be able to live on their planet. So think of him as a zombie, I guess. Either way, it's pretty cool that Pikmin offers 3 different endings depending on how many parts you collect. I'll get this out of the way now. I hate time limits. You may remember my critically acclaimed review of Sega Rally Championship, in which I trashed it for the timing checkpoints. Pikmin threatens the player with death if you do not build your ship in 30 days. That's finding 1 part a day, which is easier said than done. Watching the days go by constantly gave me an uneasy feeling, knowing that death was upon poor Olimar if I didn't get enough ship parts in time. The impending doom really freaked me out instead of motivating me. But that's just a small complaint, because the time limit really isn't that much of a time crunch. It is very possible to find multiple ship parts a day and blast off by around day 20. You really have to dilly-dally around and carelessly explore if you want that bad ending. But aside from the time limit, I found Pikmin's gameplay to be wonderfully addicting. Here's the basis of the game. Olimar needs to grow Pikmin to advance his search for his ship parts that have been scattered throughout the area. There are 3 different types of Pikmin races for Olimar to grow. The first is the red Pikmin, which are the most capable of fighting. Think of them as your grunts. You'll need them to take down big enemies that walk around the grass and dirt and threaten other Pikmin or your ship parts. Then there's the yellow Pikmin that Olimar can throw higher, making them useful for reaching items where other Pikmin can't go. And finally, the last race is blue Pikmin. They can swim and survive water where the other Pikmin would drown. Each Pikmin race has a unique talent, and you need all of them to survive and advance and find all of the ship parts. Now, the Pikmin are amazingly loyal and will follow any direction or command of yours. And at first, I cared very deeply about all of the Pikmin. They were so loyal to me, following my every order. I vowed not to kill any during the process of saving my ship. But unfortunately, that's not how it played out. I remember the first time a Pikmin died in battle for me. He was either stomped on or gobbled up by one of the numerous large bugs that roamed the dirt fields. Their little soul appeared with a tiny cry as the white silhouette floated toward the sky. It was heartbreaking, and I felt terrible about that Pikmin's life. And I also learned the hard way that not all Pikmin can swim. Sending one of the Reds into the water to collect a ship part, he drowned shortly after. But after taking in the deaths of the first couple of Pikmin, I soon grew numb to the loss of Pikmin life, becoming a bloodthirsty war general in my quest to save my ship. I'd send hundreds of Pikmin marching to their death if it meant they'd bring me a ship part for that day. Each loss of life was a gain to Olimar's in his quest to return to his family. The deaths were necessary for a greater good. At least that's what I told myself. Now, the Pikmin have 3 stages of power. You'll know what stage they're at with the little plant on top of their head. The newborn Pikmin are the weakest with the small bulb on top. The second tier Pikmin have a budding flower, and the most powerful have fully bloomed flowers on top of their heads. You can grow their powers by waiting to pluck them in the ground, as each night that you wait will advance the stage when they are plucked. Or if you're lucky, you can have them drink nectar, which instantly grows them into a large flower head. Now, it's important that at the end of each day, you take your Pikmin back to your headquarters and have them get sucked up into their ships. Any Pikmin that are left wandering the grounds will be eaten, and it will be a loss to your army. If Pikmin are planted into the ground, they will survive overnight with no threat of being eaten. To move the ship parts, you will need the Pikmin to work together as a team and carry the ship part back to your spaceship. Some ship parts might require 10 Pikmin, while others require 50. It doesn't really matter the color of the Pikmin as long as you have the total number required to carry the ship part. Now, as I stated earlier, some ship parts are in the water, so only the blue Pikmin can do that, while others are located higher, where only the yellow Pikmin can reach them. You do have to do a bit of a balancing act between the Pikmin races to see which ones you need to pull out and get the ship part for. Finding the ship parts was the easy part. After collecting a few items, your ship capabilities increase and you can fly to different sections on the planet. But just because you found a ship part didn't always mean that you'd be able to reach it right away. I was able to collect the first 20 or so parts with relative ease, but the final parts were much more difficult than I anticipated. Some of the parts were really difficult, as you'd have to lead the Pikmin on narrow ledges or cross small bridges to get to secret areas. Pikmin really is kind of a half puzzle game, half real-time strategy. It's a great combo for people that love those genres and love to think on their feet. Aside from the environmental hazards like water, there are enemies scattered throughout the lands. Most of them are bugs, and most of them can be beat up pretty easily by sending 5 to 10 Pikmin at it. But those enemies can devour up your Pikmin or stomp on them. Now, there was also a couple bosses in Pikmin which I really applauded. Some of these bosses guarded the most advanced ship parts that you needed. Most of them will go down if you throw enough Pikmin onto them, as little guys just bash their flowery heads against the bodies. But 2 bosses really stuck out to me. One was a large bird that pops up from the ground with its long neck. He was pretty difficult, as I didn't always know where he'd appear. And the final boss, I actually had to attempt a few times, as he devoured my Pikmin army. The strategy with him is that you would have to throw exploding rocks toward him, where he would gobble it up and then do internal damage by eating them. The first couple days, you might have 10 to 30 Pikmin, but at the end of the game, I had hundreds of Pikmin ready to go to war for me and kill any enemy that I desired, or find any ship part. And I needed hundreds of Pikmin to beat that final boss. he must have gobbled up half of my army before he finally died. While Pikmin does have a theme of impending doom, the overall atmosphere is a cheery one. The Pikmin are all cute, Olimar also follows suit as he's a cute little humanoid astronaut, and even the enemies that are bloodthirsty are on the cute side. This is definitely a Nintendo game through and through. Pikmin includes great sound effects, unique strategies, and an overall pretty good soundtrack. Just as you play in a lush garden or backfield, Pikmin has a wide variety on the color palette. Some of the best games are the ones with fresh ideas or ideas that are presented in different forms. Pikmin is a real-time strategy game in disguise, with tons of puzzles to solve and addicting gameplay in the form of growing your Pikmin army for your conquest. Pikmin scores pretty high for me, which is why I'm giving Pikmin a 9.1 out of 10. It's a must-own on the GameCube and one that mixes a couple different types of genres together to make a wonderfully addicting game. While it doesn't offer a ton of replayability, it does offer enough to make your one and only playthrough an amazing one. So that's my review of Pikmin from 2001 on the GameCube. Now, I haven't played any of the sequels, and that kind of bums me out. So I'm gonna let you guys decide, should I continue playing the Pikmin series and see what it offers today? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, while you're typing away, let me know your thoughts on the original Pikmin. Did you like it? Did you play it back in 2001 when it came out? I want to hear your thoughts on Pikmin. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel to watch plenty of retro video game content. Thanks for watching, happy gaming, and make sure you play a video game today.